everyone, it's John from What Up, and welcome back to another video. Now, we have something pretty exciting for you folks today from the channel, and that is another What Up exclusive, and this one is the Lews Therin casting. Yes, that does mean he is in Season 1, and yes, I do know the actor that's going to portray this particular character. I want to talk just a bit about that in today's video. For those of you who are new to the channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell. I usually put out 1 to 2 videos per week, and they're all Wheel of Time and Prime centric. So I talk about anything and everything to do with the Sony and Amazon production of the Wheel of Time, and that it does include casting, set videos, pictures, leaks, rumors, all of that, and I occasionally get the odd exclusive like we're talking about today. Also, if you want to support the channel, the link to my Patreon is down below in the description box. We'll talk about that just a bit more at the end of the video, along with a contest I'm running right now. Now, all that being said, spoiler warning, in this video we will talk about certain elements of Season 1 of Sony and Amazon's Wheel of Time show. So if you haven't read at least the first book of the Wheel of Time, that's The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, be forewarned, I may ruin minor plot points and character arcs from that. That being said, let's get on to the video. Alright, so first things first, where did this information come from? Well, I've had a couple of people over the last few months reach out to me and leak this information to me. Not just one individual, but multiple. They had seen this person on set, they knew who they were, they knew who's playing Lews Therin, and I waited till I got confirmation from multiple sources before I decided to do anything about it. Now, take this with a little bit of a grain of salt at least. I do trust these people. They are sources that have given me factual information in the past, and I have no reason to doubt what they're telling me. However, this is not officially coming from Amazon, and I do have to say that that's just sort of the blanket disclaimer here. Now, before we get into who this actor is, we're going to talk just a bit about who the dragon is, who Lews Therin is first, then we'll talk about the actor, and then we'll talk about how I think he's going to fit Lews Therin into the first season of the show. Now, why are we going to talk about who Lews Therin and the dragon is? Well, the trailer dropped earlier this week, and the fandom has grown by leaps and bounds. We're talking a whole lot of people are now asking questions about the Wheel of Time who may not necessarily know a whole lot about it. They've either started to read the book series a long time ago, maybe they haven't read the book series at all, they've just seen the trailer, they're very, very interested in the show, and there are a lot of questions being asked right now, and our fandom has ballooned. It's just grown exponentially the last few days, and it's been really great and really crazy to see. So who's Lews Therin? Well, Lews Therin was the dragon in the Last Age. So we're looking at someone who was the dragon at one point, who ended the War of Power, and also started the breaking of the world. Now, we're not going to get into the full history behind it, but essentially, they went mad, they went completely insane from the taint on Saidin, and they killed their family, giving them the name Kinslayer. Now, this dragon was prophesied to be reborn to fight the Dark One in that world's time of need to either save mankind or destroy it. Now, that's pretty much the best way I can describe who the dragon is, but Lews Therin was the dragon before. A long time ago, died, and in the current age, what's going on right now, the dragon is being reborn, and it is in one of these characters that's in the show. We're not going to talk too much about who it is, because I don't want to spoil too many different things, but Lews Therin is being reborn. So that's Lews Therin. Now, who's playing Lews Therin? Now, this is pretty interesting because in The Eye of the World, we only ever see Lews Therin once, and that's in the prologue where he has just killed his family, the War of Power ended, and let's face it, for a lot of new readers who haven't read the series before, it was a smidge confusing what was going on there, and most people didn't get it until they went back and reread it later, or they read a few more books, and then they understood how that prologue kind of fit into the chronology and the lore and the mythos of the series. So, who's playing Lews Therin? This gentleman right here, this is Alexander Karim. He's a Swedish actor born in 1976, and he was the first black actor to ever play the lead role in a Swedish drama, which is really pretty cool. Now, he's had roles in all kinds of different things. He's been acting for a very long time, and he is very, very talented. As far as Swedish actors goes, he's one of the top echelon. So he's very sought after in their film industry. Now, he's been in movies that you've probably recognized, like Dying of the Light, Zero Dark 30, and Tyrant, but he's done a ton of television movies in Sweden, too. I've gone and looked up a lot of his stuff, and he is very talented. And this kind of goes in the vein of what Amazon has been doing. They're hiring people who are very good at their craft. They're good actors, they're good actresses, but they may not be exceptionally well known in the Western world. However, they're really good at their job. So they're surrounding the cast with people who can act really well, which is that's a win. KVH Casting, Amazon and Sony have done a great job so far in casting all of the characters, especially when looking at the trailer. You've seen them. You know that they can act. You know they're doing a good job. You know they're portraying and they're showing those characters on screen. Now, from one of the sources who told me about this, they told me that his old tongue was impeccable. It was absolutely a joy to behold him on set, speaking in the old tongue, which is really very cool. That does mean that we're going to see the old tongue spoken on screen in the first season, which is super neat. I can't wait to see that. Now, how do I think this is going to fit in? Because, well, let's face it, Lews Therin is only in the prologue of the first book, and that's pretty much it. And like I said, it was fairly confusing. Now, when he is talking to Shamael during the prologue, they are speaking the old tongue, so that doesn't really give us a clue how they're going to portray this in here. But we can know for sure that it will be a flashback to when he is still alive. Whether they're going to do the whole prologue again or not, I'm not entirely sure. I would have to guess that they may change it some just because of the Winter Dragon film that came out a long time ago. For those of you who don't know what Winter Dragon is, I did a review here on my channel quite some time ago, and Shamael was played by Billy Zane. It's kind of infamous in the fandom, however, go check it out if you want. So because of Winter Dragon, they may not have wanted to copy the prologue, because Winter Dragon was essentially that prologue completely done. So I'm going to guess they're going to do something just a little bit different, and maybe a flashback, and maybe him talking about what's going to happen, talking about the War of Power, talking about the Dark One, maybe even explaining some of what happens as sort of an info dump for people watching the show. That's my guess. And I'm really hoping that later on he comes back and continues his voiceover, because he does have a really great voiceover voice for Lews Therin, because we do get to hear from Lews Therin later on in the series. Not in person, but we do get to hear his voice, which will be very neat. So it's pretty cool. Alexander Krim, ladies and gentlemen, that is the dragon. That is Lews Therin himself. Very, very cool. Very neat. Now, before we let you go today, I want to talk about a couple of different things. The first one being my Patreon. I am running a Patreon now. I have started it recently, and it is going to help fund a lot of different things that we want to do here at the channel. If you want to get some cool What Up swag and get access to some videos early, go ahead and click on the link in the description box, follow it over to the Patreon, and subscribe to one of my tiers over there. That's all we'll say about that. I want to thank those of you who are my patrons currently, and I want to thank you so much for supporting the channel. It does mean a whole lot to me here. Second thing I want to talk about is a contest. We're doing a 10,000 subscriber contest. It will end 2 weeks after I hit 10,000 subscribers, and we are giving away a set. That's 5 figurines of the M1's Fielders or minifigures. You've seen the trailer at the beginning of my channel. If you haven't yet, click back out when you're done this video, go to my channel. There's a full trailer there. It's the trailer for the whole channel. Shows what the prizes are, and I'll be giving them out to one lucky person who's a subscriber who comments and likes my videos. So if you haven't already subscribed, that is a pretty good incentive to subscribe to the channel, because you're going to get a really, really neat chance at a really cool prize. All right. All that being said, I want to thank you so much for sticking with me here to the very end for another What Up exclusive, and here's to many more.